So, let's see, it's Tuesday morning, day 2 of week 3. I don't know, I'm feeling a little blah. I don't know if it's like coming down off of the high of the weight loss from the first couple of weeks or what, but I'm feeling like, I don't know. There's something a little bit healthy about it though. Like I feel like it's important to just sort of settle into like, this is what we're doing. And it's not like, oh, we're gonna fix a problem or, we're gonna achieve this goal weight and then all of our, rainbows and unicorns are gonna appear in our lives. It's like, yeah, but this is what we're doing. And we're gonna be doing this for a while. And then we're gonna settle into maintenance, and that's just gonna be a little bit more food, but basically the same. And so, yeah, I'm feeling a little contemplative, I think is the word. But anyway, we start the day. Every night, I fill up this bottle, and then in the morning, oops, I don't want all these seeds, because the seeds, if I get the seeds in it, it seems to make it kind of bitter. So these are from our tree. So every morning, plop in a couple of things of lemon. Drink some lemon water. And then I think I'm gonna have the cinnamon cream cheese swirl, whatever, with my own special glaze. And then we'll keep it moving. I'm gonna try today to only have seltzer and water and see if maybe that was why I was so hungry yesterday. I'm thinking it might have been. So I'll check in a couple days. So it's just past the midway point of week 3. And I just want to, first of all, I don't know if you saw this before, but like this is way lousy. And it was almost tight when I started this whole thing. So that's kind of cool. Today's Friday. And so I weigh in 3 days, and I'm feeling pretty good. I had a whole conversation this week with my coach about kind of settling in to everything and not being so focused on the timeline, which is hard for me, I must admit. We're only 3 weeks in, and so when I think about the timeline, then it feels like this big, long thing out in front of me. But if I think about each day is pretty doable. So that's something I learned in recovery. Just focus on this day. Maybe tomorrow I'll have a bagel. This is for my son. Yeah, I'm still cooking bagels, and actually next week I'm gonna be making him a confetti sheet cake for his birthday. That should be really fun. I've made homemade bread. I've made tons of stuff on this program, but it's not for me. What I am going to show you in a minute, I guess, just splattered their food all over the place. I don't know how. Anyway, what I am going to show you in a moment is one of my new favorites that is truly getting me through. And that is, well, first of all, I want to show you my cauliflower crust, which I use on Friday nights, which is pizza night. And so I make cauliflower crust, and then I put on it a little bit of sauce, a little bit of mozzarella cheese, and actually what I have is mushrooms, chicken sausage, and pepperoni. How awesome does that sound? I have to find a way, I'm going to try and find a way to adjust the recipe so one crust is one pizza, because I don't actually like the idea of having to split it. It just breaks my little heart. So then the other thing that I use this recipe for is burger and dog night. For me, I make 2 little circles, and that's my bun, cauliflower crust bun. So yummy. It's like a little bit cheesy, a little bit crunchy, super good. My husband was like, because he's on his own health transformation journey, which I wish he would chronicle because it's really inspiring. He's lost over 20 pounds already, and it's only been a few months. But he's all, yeah, I just don't eat it with the bun. I just have the turkey burger. And I'm like, yeah, that just really doesn't inspire me at all. So I'm going to find a way to make it a little bit decadent. And probably I should break up with decadence, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to skip off along the path my merry little way with my cauliflower crust bun. That'll work for me. So that's all for now. I'm going to come back later with my cauliflower crust quick little video on how to do that. And also, it's so easy. It's super, super easy. I can't even believe how easy it is. Where have you been all my life? Also, the other hack that I found this week that I'm just like, love it so much, is the peanut butter cup hack. Have you seen this yet? Have you seen it? Oh my God, it's so easy. All you need is PB2 powder and the Optavia brownie. And now I'm not gonna say it tastes just like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but close enough. So that's coming soon. Coming in like 2 seconds because I'm gonna edit the video, but okay, bye. So I'm trying to get my run in, but not really working out for a girl. What's going on? Anyway, today is running day, and I don't know, my energy has been really good on this program, and so my goal is today to run at least 3 miles, and I'm planning to do a nice sort of longer, easy run rather than a faster, shorter run, even though with this update I'm running out of time. But so I'm gonna do like a little walk, and then a jog, and then I'll run for 30 minutes, and then I'll slow down to a jog, and then do a cool down walk. That's the plan. So my workout schedule since the beginning of this program is that I run 3 days a week, and I do CrossFit 3 days a week for like 20 to 30 minutes, and sometimes I hike for an hour on those days. And then I play tennis usually once a week. So fair amount of activity, but I know it's not a requirement of this program. I just really, really am having fun with activity. So for those of you who are wondering, shouldn't hinder your activity. I have tons of energy. I do usually get in some extra eggs and maybe a little bit of kombucha on my more active days. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 things. We're going to make the cauliflower crust, and I'm not having pizza tonight because I had it last night and I forgot to do the video, but I am going to make it and then put it in the freezer so I can use it next week, and it'll already be made. And I have come up with a version that I believe is one where I can eat the whole crust. So first, we're going to set the, nope, 425. Yep. Okay, this is this is the easiest part of the whole thing, and I'm struggling. All right, so 425. Then we are going to take our cauliflower rice and mozzarella, shaved Parmesan, and clearly I'm not very well versed in these videos, and our egg whites. So the first thing, a really easy thing, is we take our cauliflower rice and we're going to measure out 1 cup and a 1/2 cup. So kids don't like the smell of this when it's in the microwave, but like that is the beauty of this way of doing it, is it's really fast and easy to microwave. So 1 cup and 1/2 cup. And then what we do is we take paper towels and put it over top of our bowl of cauliflower. Microwave it for 5 minutes. We'll come back to that in a minute and we'll continue. Now, the second thing we're going to make is we're going to make our peanut butter cup. For that, you need a packet of the Optavia brownie and the little bowls that it comes with. PB2. Tablespoon, half tablespoon, spatula. And the last thing we need is container of flour. Okay, so first thing we do, we take our glass bowl. Actually, I'm gonna use a bigger one. Take our glass bowl, scoop in 1, 2. Then we're gonna do 1, and a half. And I actually like it a little bit looser than that, so I'm gonna actually do 2 tablespoons. And then stir that up. Don't wanna lose any. You want it to get all of the powdery stuff until you have a nice consistency. That's kind of like the consistency of the inside of a Reese's cup. Okay, now I really like this to taste like a Reese's cup, so the other thing I like in mine, half a Splenda. So put that to the side. And then, actually, close up the PB2. Now we're going to make the brownie part. So we dump that into our little container. Same thing. Now again, I like it to be a little bit wetter. I think it makes a better, kind of more Reese's peanut butter cuppy type of thing. But I also, what I like about it is it's a little bit bigger. So we're gonna get all that peanut butter off of there, and we're just gonna use our spatula to stir this up. We just don't wanna lose any. So just gotta be really careful not to have the powder go outside. And then what we're gonna do is once we get this all nicely stirred up, and get it a nice consistency, and if it's still a little bit thick, you might want to add a little bit of extra water. This looks like it's a good consistency actually. Don't forget, if you're adding it for a little bit of sweetness, don't forget to add this in while you're stirring it up. Just sprinkle it around. I don't use a whole one because that would probably make it taste like really artificial, but I feel like a little bit of Splenda makes it just the right amount of sweetness. So get that nice and stirred up. That looks good. See that? Nice and stirred up. Okay, so it's still pretty soft. So then what you're gonna do is, just hold that there. Stay right there. Yeah, stay right there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our tablespoon and we're gonna scoop out of the middle. Just scoop that out like that, because we're gonna need that for later. Okay, we're gonna put that over here on our empty Optavia packet. Okay, And then we're gonna kind of smooth that over a little bit so it's chocolate on top. Then we take our peanut butter and we scrape all that good peanut butter out, plop that in the middle like that. And what I do is Felicia Nurse did a thing on this and she was like, oh, don't push it down. I do like to kind of smooth it out because I'm a little bit anal about liking to have peanut butter in every bite. So I do. Oh, that's our cauliflower. I don't want it to keep beeping, so I'm just gonna open that up. Okay, so now we have our peanut butter in the middle. Then we're gonna take this and we're gonna scoop it back on top like that. So that's now on top like that. We're just gonna use our little spatula and just kind of smooth it around like this, right? So it's all covered up. Get all that good chocolate off of there. Put that there. And then just take a little bit of, I usually make 2 at a time. I'm not this time, but usually I do. And so then I just kind of cut it in 2. There. And that's your little Reese's peanut butter cup. What happens is, because I have one ready, I'm going to have it on my fridge. Somewhere in here. What happens is, when you take it out, this is one that I made from before. When you take it out, it looks kind of like that. And the cool thing is, you just peel this off. Comes up like that. Look at how big that is. That's my face. It's like half the size of my face. And that's it. Yep. Not quite time. So I'm just gonna leave that there. But that, my friends, is what it looks like. And it's super yummy. Okay, so now part 2. We're at about 300 degrees, 295. So we have a little bit of time before the oven is hot enough. But we can go ahead and do part 2 of our cauliflower crust pizza. So the first thing is, if you don't already have this in your kitchen, get some. Parchment paper is like my best friend. I love parchment paper. Sorry, I had some chocolate on my fingers, and chocolate and cauliflower crust do not mix. So we're gonna cut the parchment paper so that it fits our little circle pizza crust thing. Good enough. Never said I was an art teacher, right? So that's good. Put that to the side. Now, we take out our cauliflower crust. It's gonna be super hot. Cooked for 5 minutes. So you can see it's cooked, see? And it doesn't need to be super cooked because it's gonna cook more in the oven. So now we wanna do about 1/4 cup of egg whites. Actually, this is more like 1/3 of a cup. So I think that's about right. 1/3 of a cup of egg whites. And we want to do about, this is probably about right. This is about, it's probably 1/8 of a cup of shaved Parmesan. It really gives it a good flavor. This is like an Asiago Parmesan blend. And then we want to do probably a couple tablespoons. I'm not a big one on like measuring everything. A couple tablespoons of mozzarella. And then, as my mom would say, mozzarella for everybody else. And then maybe a couple shakes of garlic salt and some Italian seasoning. Then take our handy dandy spatula again Just stir it up. Cheese is gonna melt in there all nice. It's a little bit nicer with egg than egg whites, but you know, for those of us who are trying to be on the accelerated weight loss program, I'm always a fan of replacing egg with egg whites when you can. So it's gonna be a little watery. The first time I did it, it was really watery, so I actually drained off some of the egg whites. So you might wanna do a quarter cup of egg whites is probably good. But anyway, gonna get it all nice and mushed in there so that you are not seeing like the separation of the cauliflower rice, and the cheese is all nice and melted in and everything. And I like to make sure all of it is like mixed in there. It's not gonna be, like it's not gonna feel like a dough or anything like that, and that's okay. In my experience, that is totally fine. It really is more like, it smells so good I could just eat this just like it is. But anyway, it's really gonna be more of like a mash, like a cauliflower mash. So now, looks like that. See, that's a little bit wet. Now, we're gonna take that cauliflower mash and we're just gonna bloop it right in the middle of our pizza pan, whatever you call this thing. And then we're gonna just spread it out into a nice, like thin, not super thin, because I actually like a thick crust, circle. Okay, but you can like, you know, push the edges so you get a nice circular shape. Push it down so it's, you know, I like to do maybe like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Again, I'm like not a math person, but I do like it to look like a little circle. So that is what we've got. So I'll let you see what that looks like. See, I just kind of like mashed it. You see that? Okay, so now that's gonna go in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes. And when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, it's time. You can look in and you can see this is a good looking pizza crust. So I'm gonna take it just like that. I'm gonna let it cool off and then I'm gonna put it in the freezer. And it'll cook a little more once the toppings are on, but super yum. That's our pizza crust. All right, so today's the last day of week 3. Tomorrow's our weigh-in, and I'm a little bit nervous because I've had some days this week where my calories were a little bit higher. My calories have been like, because I still send my stuff over to my trainer just to stay, you know, in the good discipline of you know, staying accountable so that when I'm no longer on the program, I'm still in that habit. But anyway, so my calories were like 900 to 1,000 the first week or 2, and this week they were more like 1,100, 1,200, which is still super low, and the protein was still really high. So I think it's probably fine, but we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Also, my period ended, so that should be interesting. But yeah, overall it was a good week. I'm a little bit more tired this week, not sure why, and but hopefully now it's a habit because it's been 3 weeks. That's what I have in my head, is that it takes 3 weeks to build a habit. So we're just gonna go ahead and get today on. I'm gonna do a run, or a walk run, but probably a run, and I'm gonna get my nails done and have a couple calls with my family and a friend that I haven't talked to in a long time. And otherwise, I'm just gonna chill and relax because it's Sunday, and tomorrow the weekday starts. Work. So that's my week 3, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow with the weigh-in, and then we'll move on to the final week of the month. And just like that, we'll be 30 days in. Later. So this is officially the last video of week 3. Well, until tomorrow morning when I tell you the big weight loss reveal. I think it was a good week. I was hungry this week and tired, and I even had a rest day for the first time in like a month where I didn't exercise at all. I had a Coke Zero, not more than one, but definitely on more than one occasion, more than one day, I had a couple of days where I had to have some extra egg whites, which I doctored up with a little bit of salmon and a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I tried some new hacks, including my peanut butter cup, which I showed you the recipe or the how to make, and my new cauliflower crust, which I also used for burgers. And I even found a recipe for mozzarella sticks using the oh so nasty, in my personal opinion, chili nacho cheese puffs. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, what I will say is that if the weight loss is still consistent, that's really good, because my behaviors this week are super sustainable. Like, I can definitely do this if we can do it like this. Calories were still, because I'm still sending my food over every day, still usually around 1100, sometimes 1200, sometimes really not less than 1100. But I'm getting a fair amount of exercise, so it should even itself out. Anyway, we'll see tomorrow, and fingers crossed. Okay, I did a different weight loss reveal final video for this week 3 video, and I'm not going to use it because it was like really morose and like and like what, I lost 1.5 pounds, and that's awesome. That means I've lost 13 pounds in 3 weeks. And okay, I don't want to lose 1.5 pounds a week. Universe knows that. Divine knows that. I know that. And so yeah, I'm gonna like see where I can tighten things up, and I'm not gonna have a high sodium dinner the night before weigh-in again. But dude, my goal for each month, my target is, not my goal, my target is 10 to 15 pounds a month. That would be super. If I lost 10 to 15 pounds a month, I'd be golden. I'd be set. I'd be stoked. And so I've already lost 13 pounds, and we're only 3 weeks in. We have a whole nother month. So I'm just gonna check in with my coach, get whatever feedback I need, do whatever I need to tighten up, and keep it pushing. Because right now, we're still solidly on target. And I did an awesome job this week. And yes, I'm just trying to convince myself of that. But also, you know, this is the real. This is what it is. And I'm not going to succumb to like any stupid, counterproductive, negative thoughts. I'm really proud of myself for all of the hacks that I learned this week and put into motion, and the fact that I'm making this like a lifestyle and not just a diet, because I know that they don't work. And yeah, so it's a successful week.